Hey Aries, and thank you guys so much for tuning in. Okay, guys, so August is over. We had a retrograde, and I think that every sign got hit with it a little bit differently than others. For some, it was, a lot of good things happening. For others, it was clearing negative energies, clearing bullshit that didn't work out. And from what I remember from your mid-month August reading, there was some shit that you guys were clearing out. There was some breakups for some of you, just parting ways with people and things that just didn't serve you. But let's see what's going on now for the month of September. What is happening with the sign of Aries for the month of September? All right, let's find out what's going on here. Okay. Okay. Let's see how this plays out. Your energy is the Nine of Cups. All right. So this is you guys feeling good. This is a lot of happiness. This is, feeling like the work that you've invested in, whether it be with work or in a love situation, like is finally coming back to you. That you're abundant in it. That you're able to reap, the benefits of that hard work. Okay. You do have the Eight of Swords in the reverse behind that. So I like this card because this card is showing that if you were in denial about anything in the past, or if there was something that was kind of like hard for you to swallow, that sort of thing, you're getting out of your head about it and you're seeing things for what it is, and you're getting out of any sort of mental traps that you may have set for yourself, or any mental limitations, okay? Because this is all about someone who feels trapped in a situation that they don't have to feel trapped in. So in the reverse, you're getting yourself out of this trap, okay? So that's great. Okay, guys, and I'm sorry, my voice is a little raspy. I'm getting over a cold and I'm coughing up a storm. Okay, so the first card that you guys have for your past is the Hierophant. So the Hierophant is all about doing things in a very conventional way. This could be for some of you marriage, but it could be just taking any situation and making it a little bit more serious. So for some of you, this could have been single people getting into a relationship, relationships turning into engagements, going to marriages, but just things working in a very good way for you. Now let's see what was going on with this Hierophant. Ten of Cups in the reverse. Okay, so there could have been a situation within a marriage for some of you, or within a very serious relationship where you may have felt really unhappy. Or for those that aren't or weren't in a relationship, this could be you being in a situation that was shitty, that you didn't feel good, that you were either faking your happiness, or that things were very, very unstable, and you chose to just take the high ground out of it. Okay? Seven of Swords in the reverse. Someone got caught with something. For those in marriages, you or your partner got caught doing something. Or for anyone else, you have to remove yourself from a situation and take the high road with it, because either you or someone else got caught doing something and it just made you extremely unhappy. There was bad judgment here. Someone made a bad call. And the next card you guys have is the Death card in the reverse. So with the Death card in the reverse, this is a situation that you're still at least emotionally invested in, something that, should have been over, but you were still holding on to. All right, and the Seven of Cups in the reverse. You see things for what it is. You're clear on if this is something that's going to work for you, or if it's something that's going to cause you stress, but it's like you're still holding on to whatever this thing is, although you know the reality of it. And it's like you're just trying to release the burden that you feel with the situation. Okay, but there's this sense of resiliency with you guys in the past towards whatever this is. Because it's like you're standing your ground here with the Nine of Wands, but there's a sense of exhaustion here. This is someone that has been through hell and back and has really, exhausted a lot of options on how to solve this situation. And with the Chariot, I feel that things are in the reverse. I feel that things are moving very fast for you guys. And it was in a way that you felt you had no control over these changes. Okay, and this is something that you felt a loss with. I see a lot of effort being put into something, um, and it just being out of your control at this point. Whether you guys were the ones that did something wrong or it was your partner, it was just things changed fast. You felt like you couldn't get a grip on it, and it was something that was really, emotionally draining for you. Okay, but I do just feel like someone stepped out of a relationship. I feel like there was foul play in terms of cheating. Because the first card for the present, we have the King of Cups in the reverse. And the King of Cups is the most, he's one of the most charming people in the deck. But in the reverse, he's a bit of a hoe, or she's a bit of a hoe. This is someone that steps out, not to call anybody a hoe, but yeah, this is someone who steps out of their relationship, okay, and involves themselves in a toxic situation that they know is not going to be good for them. But whatever they did, they were passionate about it, or this could have, in this case, it may have been you guys stepping out only because this is your energy coming out here, and your coming out is very, very powerful. But there is this sense of instability here. So, it could go both ways for some people. For some people, it's going to be the Aries. For other people, it's going to be whoever, the Aries was interested in, or whoever may be cross-watching and checking up on Aries. But yeah, there's this sense of someone stepping out and just getting involved with something that's not going to be good for them. The next card we have here is the Fool card in the reverse. With the Fool card, this is something that it's like a thought that you are thinking about doing. Okay, the thought process to getting something started. So it's something that has not happened just yet. But with this being the present moment, and with the Fool card being in the reverse, it's like whatever you're thinking about doing, whatever you're thinking about getting into, it's going to have consequences. This is not a good idea. Okay? Six of Cups in the reverse at the bottom of the deck. So this may be you wanting to, reconcile with someone from the past, or maybe move away from someone from the past. But there's a path that you see that you're passionate about, but, with the Fool card in the reverse, it's saying you might not want to act on it. Yeah, there's a new start here. So there's a new start happening, something that you're passionate about and something that you're happy about. But for some reason, the cards are saying it might not be the best thing. This is kind of like, not everything that glitters is gold. And that's what I'm feeling here. I'm feeling that there's something that you guys really want. You want to get it off the ground. But the cards are saying, it might not be worth getting it off the ground. Yeah. We have the Eight of Swords in the reverse and the Two of Cups in the reverse. So it's like you're happy, but you kind of have to get out of your head about things, because this could be something that leads to problems for whatever reason. Okay? And there's a sense of guardedness here with the Four of Pentacles. Someone's holding back and not giving all the information that's available. Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. I feel that there's someone here, whether it be you guys or someone else, that could possibly just be a leech. Okay, this is somebody that, they expect the world handed to them on a silver platter, but they're not willing to do the work that it takes to take over the world. You know what I'm saying? They just want that. And with the Temperance card in the reverse, there's a sense of imbalance here. Eight of Swords, now you're getting stuck in your head. There's something that either you guys or your partner or whoever else is engaged with you, and by engaged I don't mean like literal fiance, I mean just people that we engage with. There's a sense of being in denial. Okay, this is someone that's saying, oh, I'm trapped. It's like, bitch, get up. You can literally walk out from the front, and it's like feeling trapped, but you know what it is that you have to do. Okay, you know what's going to fix the situation, but you're choosing to, stay blindfolded and not see things for what it is. And it's something that here that could be causing a lot of conflict and kind of like competition between people, or pettiness, bickering, going back and forth. And there may be some messages of passion that you're trying to give or that you're waiting for, and it's just not coming in, or it's not being received well. Okay. Now, the first card that you guys have for the future is good. We have the Six of Wands upright. So with the Six of Wands, there's a victory that you feel. But at the same time, as you're feeling this victory, there's also something that you're emotionally invested in that you're having a really hard time walking away from. All right, and with the King of Swords, honestly, I think the victory here is, for you guys, it's just not showing your emotions in the situation. For a few of you, you're going to be dealing with an air sign who might be cold towards you for whatever reason. But for others of you, I think you're just taking the energy of the King of Swords and finally nipping the shit in the butt, even though this is something that you have a hard time moving away from. Okay, because the King of Swords, his energy steps in when you need that extra push to get through something that wasn't good for you, because he is the master of cutting out what is unnecessary and emotionally detaching himself and focusing on work and what he needs to do. This is someone that if this is, if they're a worker for you, they're going to be extremely reliable, because it doesn't matter what's going on at home. They know how to kind of, change their mindset once they walk into the door for work. This is someone that can really just get shit done no matter how he's feeling. So, I definitely have a huge respect for the King of Swords in that regard. So again, it could be you guys taking on that energy, or it could be you dealing with someone who's kind of cold towards you, but for some of you, you're just going to feel victorious about the fact that they're even talking to you. It's like, oh shit, you're so cold towards me and you're guarded towards me, but you're talking to me and I'm still not over you. So I'm just happy that we're talking. Okay? So it's going to relate to you guys differently. Now, the next card you have for your future is the King of Pentacles. So with this King of Pentacles, some of you are going to be moving towards an earth energy. So this could be Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, or this could just be you stabilizing yourself, focusing on your money, focusing on what's going to be best for you, because there is this new start that you want here. But I feel like there's a lot of conflict with this new start that you want, and the biggest thing is that you have to stabilize yourself, because when you see all this chaos within cards, that's when we have to take a step back and remind ourselves, okay, I attract who I am. I attract who I am. I attract who I am. If I'm attracting chaos, it's because I'm giving out chaos. If I'm experiencing sadness from others, it's because I'm sad myself. All right? So always remind yourself, I attract who I am. If you are seeing something in your life that you do not like, take a step back immediately and say, what the hell did I just do to bring that forward? Okay? Yeah, that's what we have to realize in all things, especially, because I feel like this is definitely a love situation for a lot of you with dating. If you feel you're attracting the same person, what's the common denominator? You. Okay? And, this happens to all of us. This happened with me for a while. I tend to attract people who are not like over an ex, or people that just need fixing. Okay? People who are kind of like lost. And I'm just like, you could act like you have it all together, but deep down we all have these internal battles. Okay? Our souls are always in some sort of battle, and it's a battle for growth, but it's things that we have to get over. And I feel that right now is definitely a good time for you guys to take a step back and tell yourself, like, how am I attracting this, and what am I doing to attract this? Okay? I attract who I am. I attract who I am. Always tell yourself that. Okay? Because it's like you want the stability here, but you're not tapping into what you know. When you get the High Priestess, whether she's in the upright or whether she's in the reverse, this is someone who knows what's going to be good for them and what's going to be bad for them. Now, the only difference is here, you're listening to your intuition. Here, you're trying to put headphones on and just tune them out. And you can't, because that's going to be something that gets you, into trouble. Why is this King of Pentacles here? Knight of Pentacles. All right. So the focus is stability within yourself. And after all of this, that is such a beautiful thing because you're realizing now, you know, in order for me to attract the best partner or the best employee or the best, job situation is for me to have my shit together. Okay. And the last few readings that I have done with you guys, interesting. The last few readings I have done with you guys has been about um, you guys wanting to grow and wanting to grow so bad to the point that you're going to cut off everyone. So for the past few months, I feel that Aries have been really immersing themselves with work uh, and like just putting themselves in situations of self-development and just wanting to do better for yourself, like genuinely just wanting to do better for yourself, but not in a malicious way. But it's kind of like for those of you that were in a relationship, it's like, babe, I don't hate you. I'm just trying to make things stable for us. So I felt like it was that sort of thing. So maybe for some of you, either love was put on the back burner or maybe there could have been issues with love, but it's like I have so much work to do that I can't give it my full attention. And now there's things that are kind of happening and coming in that it's requiring your attention at this point. And you're seeing that things may be a little bit shaken up, but now it's just like you're going to work on it for a little bit. You're going to do what you have to, but you're always going to keep your stability in mind. So I like that because now you are paying a little bit more attention to the love life for those of you that this applies with love, but you're not doing it without forgetting about yourself. You guys have really been looking out for yourselves, and not in a bad way. I think it's a very beautiful thing that you want to make sure you grow and you want to make sure that those who are in your life can grow with you. And I feel that it's at the point where it's like, look, I'd love to have you on this journey here with me, but if this isn't going to be fluid, if this isn't going to be something that just flows and that just works, I don't have the time nor the energy to give to you. So what's it going to be? What do you want? You going to work with me or not? Because I got work in 15 minutes. So if you're here to stress me out, I can't do that right now. I'm sorry. And that's what I see with you guys right now. Now the cards that slipped out, we have the Seven of Pentacles and the Justice card upright. So it's like you guys kind of have this battle here where there's something going on, I feel, with for a lot of you, in a love situation. And at the end of it, you take on this energy, and I feel like a lot of you are the ones who are taking on this King of Swords energy. So you're taking on that energy and just saying like, look, we've been fighting for the majority of the month, because this is towards the end of the month now. So it's like, guys, yeah, we've been fighting for a while now, but hello, I got work to do. I got shit to do. And it's like once you take that step back and you remember that, okay, I'm going to fight for things, but I'm not going to lose myself in the process. I think once the other person or whoever else that you're dealing with, whether it be a job or just family, once they see that, I think that they work more in accordance of you, because you're showing that there's no bullshit. You're really taking that fiery, passionate energy that you guys have and showing people like you're either with me or you're not. And I think that that's what's going to make them act in accordance. Okay. You guys should listen to the 48 Laws of Power, the audiobook. It's such a good book. And I feel that just by these cards, you guys are kind of already carrying yourself in a way that it's demanding power. Okay. Not demanding it, but just because power is not something you demand. You either have it or you don't. And I feel like subconsciously for a lot of you, you're doing things that are bringing you into a position of power with certain people. It's just how you carry yourself. And you guys are carrying yourself in a very powerful way. Okay. So let me stop rambling and let me move forward to the next card. So the last card you guys have here is the Hermit card in the reverse, which again is you guys really taking a step back and looking at every aspect of the situation. What's going to work for me? What's not going to work for me? Is this worth the effort? Is this not worth the effort? Because the Hermit, he or she, will completely seclude themselves from society when there's something that they're trying to figure out. They're going to do a lot of research, a lot of reading, a lot of soul searching, just anything that they need to get to the answer that they need. And with this card being in the reverse, you've done that, especially with all this pentacle energy. You were patient. You took slow, methodical steps. Um, you didn't do anything recklessly. And you really took your time to make sure that you weren't going to put yourself in a situation, in the past where, you're making bad decisions or going into something bad or surrounding yourself with people who are getting caught in things or you getting caught in things. You're just realizing that things, the way you were going about it didn't work. And you guys, it's like you literally stop and it's like, okay, I need change. I attract who I am. I attract who I am. Okay? So it's like you need this change and you make the change. And you're moving forward and you have the answers now that you need. And with these answers and with you guys playing it smart, you get what you wanted. See, you didn't even have to fight. While you were fighting, you weren't getting what you wanted. And then the moment you take a step back and you're a little cold, bam, you got what you wanted. You guys are working smarter, not harder. I like it. I like it. I like it. This is a really dope reading. Like, I feel like you guys are so gangster with it right now. Now, yeah, there's something that you're getting that's push fulfillment. And this could involve, forgiving another person. I think that there's something that's been in your hearts that you're really just trying to get through. With the Three of Swords in the reverse, this is kind of like putting a Band-Aid on a bullet wound, right? This is saying that you're okay when you're really not with something. So there's something that's been in your heart. There's something that's been on your mind where you've been having this internal battle, or for some of you, verbal battles, even physical battles. But you're in a place that I feel forgiveness does come in. I feel that this issue within your heart or within your soul or just whatever's been bothering you, it's finally getting addressed, and it's getting addressed in the way that you wanted it to get addressed the whole time. And for some of you, that may mean walking away from somebody. Okay? And with this King of Swords here, I can see you like moving away from this person. But for some of you, it's just going to be temporarily to kind of show this person what their life is going to be like without you. And that's what makes them come back, I feel, because, we do have this offer that comes in here that's accepted. Okay? I wish I could like make a movie for Aries this month. Oh my goodness. You guys are really like, this is like the strategy of war, honestly. This is really dope. I like how this plays out, and wow, that's awesome. Okay, guys. So powerful, powerful stuff. Okay. All right. So I am going to pull you guys an Earth Magic Oracle card for those just tuning in for the first time. Whoop. This is the deck I always use. Okay. I did get a new deck that I do want to recommend to you guys. The Sacred Rebels. So powerful, but I'm only going to use these for personal readings because when you read the definitions, it could go on for like 6-7 minutes. It's just really in depth. All right. So what's in the cards for Aries? And I'll take the first card that fell in the month of September. All right. I'll fix that later. Okay. Clouds. Shape-shifting. Let's see what this says. I haven't pulled this card in a long time. All right. When tiny droplets of water or frozen crystals are surrounded by billions of other droplets of crystals, a cloud is formed. Each of these tiny droplets diffuse and scatter light so that the tops of the clouds are white, then fade to gray toward the base. The nature of cloud formations affects our mood as well as the temperature on the ground and in the air. Their shape, movement, and coloration tells us what weather to expect in the near future, and they nourish our visual hunger during breathtaking sunrises and sunsets. Most of us have had an opportunity at one time or another to notice the shapes and forms clouds take as they drift gently or boldly across the sky, constantly shifting and changing, adjusting themselves to the requirements of their nature. When we take time to simply observe, we can see the cloud people, images that are an elegant collaboration between nature and our imagination. In both subtle and more dramatic ways, you can shape-shift by your choice of clothing, hairstyle, adornments, and even mannerisms such as facial expressions, gestures, and the way you walk. By adjusting these along with your internal attitude, you can actually display different personas. When you experiment with these variations of self expression that are not how you ordinarily present yourself, others will react to you, depending on the degree in which your persona contrasts with the one that they are most familiar with. That's crazy. Um, be like the clouds as you try out different forms, stretching your limits at times, willing to move and adjust as necessary. Lift your head up, square your shoulders, and stand tall such that your chest and heart open to the world. And note how this feels. You may feel vulnerable at first, but stay with it. Then let your shoulders fall forward slightly, pull your chest inward a little, an inch or two, and let your head drop a little. Observe how this feels. Experiment with contracting your aura, your energy field, then expand it as far as you comfortably can. By this kind of shape shifting, you can consciously choose your expression into the world. Just remember who you are at the core. And is that not what you guys did or are going to do? You guys put yourself in a position that's like, okay, well, I'm not getting what I want. So if I switch up on you, I guarantee you I will. So there's just, there is strategy in the way that Aries are moving for the month of September. And, it's funny because it came up in another reading that there's a story, and I'm sure you guys have either heard of it or maybe seen it played out, because I know they used to play it on Nickelodeon back in the day when they did like those little mini shows in the middle of shows. So in this story, you have the sun and you have the wind, and they're fighting over who's most powerful. In this case, I'm going to say that you guys are both right now. You guys are the sun and the wind, and you have both of those elements within you. So basically how the story goes is they want to prove who's the most powerful person. So what happens is there's a guy, with a jacket on, walking down, walking through the park. And the wind goes, watch, I'm going to blow his jacket off. Watch what happens. So the wind is blowing and blowing and blowing as hard as he can. And what does the guy do? Obviously, he holds out tight. So then the sun comes in and it's like, okay, let me try. And what does the sun do? It shines brightly, and the guy's like, oh shit, what's going on with this weather? Takes off his jacket. Okay. So in most cases, it's talking about two different people. Somebody who has that sun energy and somebody who has that wind energy. But for you guys, right now you have both. And I feel that in the beginning of the month, you were blowing and you were blowing and you were blowing and you were blowing. And what did the person do, or what did the situation do? They held onto that jacket. And then you guys kind of switched shit up and you started doing things a little smarter. And it's like, no, I'm just going to shine my ass all over you. And then things started working in accordance to what you wanted and your wishes and your goals and your plans. We can't control anybody around us, guys. And we can only control ourselves. And I feel that that's something that you guys are realizing. So that's a very, very powerful thing. And I've never done a reading with that sort of wit attached to it. And I think that that's fucking awesome. So yeah, let me know how this plays out. All right. Let me know about all these novellas that are about to be happening in your lives. But I think that's awesome. So yeah, definitely let me know how it's playing out. I'm definitely going to be nosy with you guys and want to know, how you use those tactics. But yeah, 48 Laws of Power, I think would be a great book and goes in greatly with what you guys are trying to do right now. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. For those of you that do want your own personal reading, I'll leave everything in the description below. And I'm sorry this video is so long, but y'all are doing it. So good stuff, Aries. I'll be back in a few days with your love readings. Take care.